So, welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The idea behind this lecture series is twofold. We want you to revise your current affairs, and what better way to revise your current affairs than by getting the much needed MCQ practice. Therefore, through this lecture series, you'll get to practice MCQs and revise them. Revise your current affairs. Okay, so needless to say, make this lecture series a part of your daily routine, because through this you will be able to practice your MCQs and revise your current affairs simultaneously. Okay, enough of the introduction. Let's straight away jump into the lecture, starting with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding National Judicial Appointments Commission. It was a constitutional body established through 99th Constitutional Amendment Act. It was responsible for appointment of judges replacing the collegium system. It was struck down by a 5-judge constitutional bench of the Supreme Court. Now look, currently the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court are appointed by a collegium system. Collegium is basically a group of senior judges. So for the appointment of Supreme Court judges, the collegium is Chief Justice of India and 4 senior most Supreme Court judges. Okay, they give the recommendations to the president, and president is bound to accept those recommendations. So in a sense, judges appoint themselves. Judges appoint judges. This was the collegium system. Now to change this system, government basically launched National Judicial Appointments Commission NJAC, which will have representatives from judiciary, executive, and the general public, eminent personalities, eminent jurists. Okay, they would appoint judges. Now the thing with this was that it was enacted through 99th Constitutional Amendment Act, that's true, but it was basically struck down by the Supreme Court, saying that this would hamper the independence of judiciary. Judges should be appointed by judges themselves. Okay, so it was responsible for appointment of judges replacing the collegium system, but it was struck down by a 5-judge constitutional bench of Supreme Court. This part is also correct. All 3 statements are correct. The answer is C. Question number 2. Which of the following statements is correct regarding Mahabodhi temple in Bodh Gaya? The first temple complex at this site was built during the reign of Mauryan Emperor Ashoka. It was declared a World Heritage Site in 2002. It is the main pilgrimage site for Buddhists belonging to only Mahayana sect. Vajrasan, the exact spot where Buddha attained enlightenment, was installed by King Harshvardhana in 7th century CE. Okay, so look, there is a place in Bihar called Bodh Gaya, okay, and it has the famous Bodhi tree. This was the tree where Buddha sat and meditated for a few days and attained nirvana or enlightenment. Okay, so this is a historical and religiously or spiritually significant site for Buddhists all over the world. Now, around this Bodhi tree, a Mahabodhi temple was constructed. The first temple complex was constructed by Mauryan Emperor Ashoka in 3rd century BC. So this part is correct. Apart from constructing the temple complex, Ashoka installed Vajrasan. Vajrasan was he basically constructed a platform at the exact place where Buddha sat and meditated. Okay, so Vajrasan, the exact spot where Buddha attained enlightenment, was installed by King Harshvardhan? No, it was installed by Ashoka only. Okay, now Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya was declared a World Heritage Site in 2002, absolutely correct, and it is the main pilgrimage site for Buddhists belonging only to Mahayana sect. No, it is the main pilgrim site for all sects of Buddhism. Theravada Buddhism, consider it sacred. Mahayana Buddhists, consider it sacred. Vajrayana Buddhists also consider it sacred. Okay, so all 3 sects of Buddhism believe that this is a sacred and important pilgrimage site. So this statement is also false. 1 and 2 only. The answer is A. Question 3. Consider the following regarding India Bioeconomy Report 2024. As per the report, the current value of bioeconomy sector is $165 billion, of which maximum contribution is from pharma sector. 2/3 value of bioeconomy sector comes from only 5 states: Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat. This sector is expected to reach 300 billion in value and generate 35 million jobs by 2030. Okay, all right. Now, India Bioeconomy Report 2024 was released by Department of Biotechnology, which talked about the state of bioeconomy sector in India. Okay. Now, currently the value of bioeconomy sector is $165 billion. Okay. And the maximum contribution to this is done by industrial biotechnology, which produces biofuels, biomanufacturing. Okay. The second largest contribution is pharma sector, medicines and vaccines. Okay, so this statement is false because it's industrial biotechnology. Otherwise, the entire statement would have been correct. Now, the thing is that there is a lot of geographical disparity when it comes to bioeconomy sector. Two-thirds of the value produced under this sector is produced in these 5 states only. So this statement is correct. Now it is said, this report says that currently the value of bioeconomy sector is $165 billion, but it is going to reach $300 billion by 2030 and generate 35 million jobs. This part is correct. Okay, the answer should be 2 and 3. Okay, yes. Which of the above is are correct? Yes, it's 2 and 3, D. All right. And last, which of the following statements is are correct regarding judicial appointments in India? As per the Indian Constitution, both Supreme Court and High Court judges are appointed by the President of India. To make the appointments, the President has to take the opinion of Collegium of Judges, and that opinion is binding. The Supreme Court Collegium has Chief Justice and 4 senior most judges of the Supreme Court. Okay. Now, if we talk about the Constitution, Article 124 talks about the appointment of judges to the Supreme Court. And Article 217 talks about appointment of judges to the High Court. Both these articles say that it's the job of the President to make these appointments. But both these articles also say that in making these appointments, President will consult judges. Okay? And the Constitution is silent about whether the opinion given by the judges is binding or not. Okay? So the Supreme Court made it clear that the opinion is binding. And those judges would be, the group of judges which would be consulted by the President is known as the Collegium. Okay? So as per the Indian Constitution, both Supreme Court and High Court judges are appointed by President. Absolutely correct. To make the appointments, the President has to take the opinion of Collegium, and that opinion is binding. Absolutely correct. Now for Supreme Court, the Collegium is Chief Justice of India and 4 senior most judges. All 3 statements are correct. Okay? And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I'm sure it has added value to your preparation. But it would add more value if you revise this lecture as well. And by revision, I mean spending another 5 to 10 minutes taking a look at the written detailed solutions to each and every MCQ discussed above. Now, these solutions are mentioned in our notes, and these notes are available on our Telegram platform. The link to our Telegram channel is provided in the comment section below. All you have to do is just click on that link. It'll take you to our Telegram channel, and from there you can download the notes for this lecture and do the necessary revision. On that note, I'll be signing off with the promise of seeing you again with another set of MCQs. Thank you, everyone.